Hi, this is Zibby Owens, and you're listening to the award-winning podcast, Moms Don't Have Time to Read Books. I'm also the host of Moms Don't Have Time to Lose Weight, and I'm the editor of the anthology, which you should run out and buy, called Moms Don't Have Time to, a Quarantine Anthology. All proceeds of that book go to COVID-19 vaccine research. And I'm the editor-in-chief of Moms Don't Have Time to Write, a new publication on Medium, and we're accepting submissions, so please send your personal essays there. And if all that isn't enough, you can follow me on Instagram at Zibby Owens, and my website is zibbyowens.com. Okay, now back to this amazing podcast. I am so thrilled that Faherty brand is back being my sponsor again because, as many of you know, because I talk about them a lot and I post about them a lot, Faherty is like my favorite clothing brand right now. It is fashionable enough that I always feel good wearing it, super comfortable, very forgiving, and just really cool. So I'm so excited. They're my sponsor. You can get a discount with fahertybrand.com/Zibby, and you'll get 20% off. Again, that's fahertybrand.com/Zibby. You get 20% off. And a few other things that you should know about Faherty, aside from the fact that I'm living in their dresses for this summer, is that they're a family-run brand fueled by purpose and optimism. They make high-quality, sustainably minded, feel-good favorites that you'll be proud to wear. I certainly am. They believe in family, quality, sustainability, and community. Summer is in their DNA, and they've created many staples for the summer, sustainably minded with the highest of quality, comfort, and versatility, and all are made for life, which I can 100% attest to, and you should definitely go check it out. So again, fahertybrand.com/Zibby for 20% off. Go try it out. I recently did an Instagram Live with Raakhee Mirchandani and Holly Hatam for the book Hair Twins, and I wanted to release it as an episode, and I hope it makes sense when you hear the different voices because their book is adorable, and also I have so much respect for both Raakhee, who is an awesome award-winning writer and editor, and also Holly Hatam, an amazing illustrator. So a quick bio about both of them. Raakhee is an award-winning writer and editor and the author of Super Satya Saves the Day. When she isn't writing, Raakhee is either organizing her bookshelves, running races to raise money for kids with cancer, or styling her very curly hair with new potions. She lives in Hoboken, New Jersey with her husband and daughter, the inspiration for Hair Twins. She invites you to follow her on Twitter and Instagram at RockstarWrites. RAAK, by the way. Anyway, Holly Hatam is the illustrator of the #1 New York Times bestselling books, Dear Girl, Dear Boy, and now also Dear Teacher. She also illustrated Unicorns Are Real, made by Maxine and Jack Not Jackie. And Holly and I are collaborating on a really fun project that we can talk about at some point. She loves hugging trees, drinking tea, sniffing books, music, animations, and most importantly, unicorns. Hey, Raakhee. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good. I saw you all over Barnes & Noble, by the way.
Oh, that's so exciting.
That is so cool. So wait, hold on. Here's Holly. Let me let her in, but I want to hear about... Hi, Holly.
Hi. How are you guys?
Good.
Hi,
how are you?
Good.
So exciting. Wait, I was just saying to Raakhee, I saw her all over Barnes & Noble. It was so cool.
Oh, really?
It's so exciting. I keep cruising the aisles at bookstores and Target like a creep, and then watching people look at the book and then trying to casually be like, I wrote that book. It is so awkward. It is so absurd, but I keep doing it.
I brought my daughter to Barnes & Noble when I saw it actually out on a table and not just buried on a top shelf with one copy at a random bookstore. Anyway, and I dragged her there, and everybody who walked nearby was like, this is my book. It's really good. And then I was like, wow, I can make a big difference if I just stayed here all day.
All day.
All day.
Sitting there, organizing the shelves. They're like, lady, you work here? I mean, maybe.
Yeah. Get a little badge. I highly recommend this. This is flying off the shelves.
You know what's a great book? This one. Notice anything about it? I'm literally like this. Okay, this is me. Notice, and can you tell? Can you see? Anybody look familiar to you? They're like, get away from us.
You actually do that?
Oh, I've done it so many times. It's so pathetic. Whatever.
People feel bad.
Yeah.
They'll feel bad saying no to your face, you know.
I'll take your sympathy book buy. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah. That'll double my sales at Barnes & Noble. That one book.
It's So the whole thing is amusing. Oh, Zibby, I'm looking at your apartment. Last time I was there, I was playing The Floor is Lava. I can't wait to do that again.
Oh my gosh, you were
Hey,
such
wait,
a trooper.
what? You were playing the floor? Were the kids involved or just you guys?
Yeah, that's how I entertain. I'm sorry, the book is Hair Love. I'm not even promoting this. People are asking why we're even on this. I'm sorry, why do I keep saying that? I'm so sorry. I've done this like 500 times. Hair twins. And I just, before I got on, said it again. Hair twins. And now, of course. Well, okay, tell me about your collaboration on this book and how it came to be and all of this good stuff.
Raakhee, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm a huge Holly Hatam fan. I give Dear Girl as like my ultimate gift to everybody, to girls, to boys, to adults, to children. I love to give Dear Girl. I recently just gave Dear Teacher, but Dear Girl is like the book of my heart. And so I'm a big Holly Hatam fan. So when Little Brown, I didn't realize like it's this collaborative process with finding an illustrator because I'm new. And they were like, how about Holly Hatam? And I was like, wait, what? You guys know Holly Hatam? You think she would do this?
You're so sweet.
And they do. And she did.
Aw, I love
That
you.
is amazing.
That's a true story. I mean, Holly she's a legend. Her illustrations in this book, they're ridiculous.
Aw. And I remember the day she messaged me on Instagram. I still have a screenshot of it. I swear from that first day, it felt like I had known her forever.
And she was like, I will be stalking you outside your house.
Literally.
That's fine. If it wasn't for COVID, I'd already be in New York. So you're lucky I'm not stalking you.
Yeah, aside from the restraining order, we would be hanging out.
What are you doing? Nothing. Come outside. Oh, Raakhee, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I peer out my window. Both of you are there. So how did it work? Did you have the whole thing written and then Holly got started? And, you know, what was it like seeing the first illustrations? And Holly, what did you think when you first got it? What was your inspiration?
Yeah, so I had written the whole thing. I had worked with Little Brown and my amazing editor, Sam, on this book. I wrote most of it at the bar at Court Street in Hoboken, which is a strange place to write a children's book, but that's where I did it. And people were watching like New York Giants games, and I was like on my laptop. It was such a strange little thing, but it's a great bar. So I wrote a lot of it there. And so I wrote the whole thing, and then they sent it to Holly. Holly, then what happens?
Then I read it and decide whether I want to accept it or not. And of course, as soon as I read it, I had to. I was just crying and laughing through the entire read. And I knew I had to do it. I was so grateful that landed on my lap.
How many do you get, Holly? Like how many book submissions? Like what percentage are we talking here? Is this like Harvard or are we in state school? Or
it depends on the year. Some year, like during COVID has been really good. Like I've been doing well, like people are stuck at home. So all they're doing is consuming books and TV. And those are the two areas that I'm in. So it's great. Last year was really big just because I had 5 books come out. Usually I have 5 to 7 a year and I've turned down, it hurts to turn down books, but I can't do them all. So I have to be really choosy. And I knew I had to do this one and my schedule was so crazy to begin with. But I'm like, nope, I'm going to fit it in here. I don't care. I'll kill myself and I'll do it.
I think that's the trick to getting everything done, right? It's like you don't like evaluate if it makes any sense. It's just like somehow it'll fit. We'll do it.
Yeah,
it'll get done.
I don't care. I knew I would regret it if I turned it down. So I'm like, I'll just juggle things. I'll just, put in more hours if I get to do this book.
Aw, that must feel good.
The best.
Making someone work against their will.
Holly, I have never seen, my dad's here. Hi, Dad. I've never seen a book like this one in some ways where there's so much magic in it, in the illustrations, and there's so much love in the relationship between the dad and the daughter that you can see when they're together. And every single time I read it to a class, or I just happen to look through it to admire like what a genius I am. I am really amazed by things like that just hop off the page. Like, look at this joy.
So awesome.
You know, and I just, Holly.
Show a few more pages. I, of course, read this book to the kids when I got it, and now it's like lost in all their books. And I was like, I have to find this before my Instagram Live. And Anyway, it means it's getting use, which is a good thing. Was there a favorite illustration you have, Holly, or something that like a scene that when you read it, you were like, this is so visual to me, just reading the text?
Well, all of the ones describing like the ones where I got to make it all whimsical, like her Raakhee's text was so, yeah, my brain I was so happy that I could mix in like magical, whimsical things. So those pages are my favorite, but I have a print on this on my wall because I have hair envy. I wish my hair was like this. I'm trying.
I'm sure there's some flat iron at, Ulta that does something like that, but have to keep searching. Well, that's so exciting. So tell me about the marketing of the book with both of you together. Are you doing lots of events? What's it like collaborating? Like, do you get to strategize, or is it more like, I don't know, what's it been like?
We've done a couple together. We did this one. We did a wonderful bookstore event together, but I got to do something because Holly's in Canada and I'm in New Jersey. I got to do an event in person at the park in Hoboken at Church Court Park. We had Drag Queen Story Hour, Harmonica Sunbeam. We had the mayor, Ravi Bala, and like tons and tons of Hoboken friends and family and neighbors and community folks. And the last year has been so hard to be alone and isolated. And the best part for me about being a children's book author is being together with kids and their families. And I kept thinking, oh my God, this book is going to come out, this book that is so special to me, that is my literal heart song, and I'm going to have to celebrate it alone. And I was like really disappointed by that. But then I got to do something in person, like with everybody. And it was such a moment, I felt like, of like just being in the sunshine and feeling like, you know what, we're in a different place than we were, and we get to do the thing that I think are perfect for, which is getting back together, and forming communities. So we've done some things together, but I'm also doing another event at the Asbury Park Co-op outside of London, which is so, I'm like, anyone who's like, do you want to do it in person? Yep.
Yes, I You should have come here. That's so silly. We should have done that.
I'm vaccinated. I'll be there next time.
Oh my gosh. I'm forgetting to think about that as like even an option. My brain is like not even going there, and it should, because we can now, I guess.
We can now, but it takes, and hi Fatima, because it takes a minute to like retrain ourselves, right? To like hug people, to smile at people, to take your mask down, and then just to invite people back in your space.
Mm-hmm. So true. So true. So this is such a great gift, by the way, for Father's Day. I'm sure you're all over that marketing angle of it, but I feel like it's such a great thing for anyone listening or watching or whatever to put on their list, because it's such a sweet story of a father and daughter and that love and that special relationship. I mean, does this take you back to your own relationships at all with your dads?
For me, this book is dedicated to my father and to my husband for that reason. I have a really close relationship with my father. I think he's on this IG Live. And I see the close relationship that Satya, my daughter, has with Agan. And I think that there's something really special and beautiful about a father-daughter bond. And I've been really lucky and really blessed to have it in my life. And I really wanted to memorialize for Satya, but also for my husband, Agan, that relationship that they share.
Oh no, I can't hear.
Oh, I thought it was just me.
Okay.
Maybe leave and come back? I don't know. This is like the Instagram. Oh, goodbye. All right. How did this project compare for you, Holly, to some other ones you've done? Do you do some at a quicker pace? Do you use different materials? Like, how did this compare?
All the books are digital, so everything I do the same. I use the same programs. This one took a lot longer. We went through, I think, 7 rounds of revisions to just the sketches, just to get it perfect, just because we did have to be respectful of the traditions. And I had to research a lot on the tradition, so it did take longer than other books for me, but it was worth it.
Awesome. Can we hear you now?
That was so weird.
That was so weird. I don't know. Instagram likes to keep us on our toes, Yeah.
Technology is so confounding to me. So whatever. So I'm back anyway.
Awesome. No, I had just asked Holly if the process of illustrating this book was different from some of her other books recently. And if it stood out.
But I saw Holly, Holly, I know you did some research, but I wanted to just like show this page because I don't know, I just think it's very special. But you see the daughter and you see her next to her father, and the father is tying his turban, which is something my husband does every day. And it's a step-by-step process. And Holly kind of broke it down in this really beautiful way where anyone who, I watch this every day, right? So I know what it looks like. But anyone who hasn't seen this, like you understand exactly what this man is doing every single day and how it works and how he ties it and what a turban looks like and what's under his turban, his hair. And I just think it's so special to be able to share this part of our community and our faith with everybody. And I think Holly did such like a perfect job of being able to show that in a way that is so easy to understand and to digest.
Absolutely. Totally agree. So is Satya, does she just feel like a movie star at this point? I feel like she's like, is her head just like floating above the clouds?
Yeah, she's totally unbearable about it. I was like, her teacher sent me like a photo of her and she was reading the book in front of the class. Like, the book wasn't even out yet. It was like going to come out in a couple of days. And she did like a reading in front of the class and the teacher's like, oh, and then she answered a bunch of questions. I'm like, what? Did she do it? Did she do the first author event? What just happened here?
Like, this book is under embargo. Do you not get the memo?
Then she got her Sharpies for signing books. And then she signed a bunch. My dad and he made her sign a bunch of books. And then she did a tutorial for me about how to sign books. Like,
can she sign a book for me, please?
It's pathetic.
Wow.
That's so
Actually,
cute.
that's such a good idea. You should like outsource. You should have her as a resource. So like other authors who don't want to take the time to sign their books, you could just be like, she signs books for like, a penny a book. Right?
Like literally, and then she goes, this is the best Sharpie. This is the one I need. So then I had to order them. It was so ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think there's a future here. I think it's a business opportunity. Anyway, I'm sorry for joking. Yes, we're getting comments how illustrations are so amazing and culturally authentic, and it's so amazing. And this is such an important book, and it's so wonderful. I know we're just playing, but it is amazing. And it's always great to get a children's book that gives a viewpoint into a habit or a custom that you don't have in your own family, and you don't have, we're not doing that with our hair, but all people are alike. We all get dressed in the morning. And I feel like showing all those commonalities really helps, especially at a young age. And it's so important to do just that exposure. And, all of that builds empathy and everything that we need in our world so much, especially now. So I think it's very important and amazing.
Well, thanks. And I think that's the important point you just made, Zibby, about this book is reflective of Italy, right? And our tradition and our faith. And so it's certainly a window into our life. But I really, truly hope that anyone who reads this book, kids and grown-ups, that they feel like I do, right? Compelled to share a part of who they are and a part of their family with others. It took me a long time, 40 years, to be able to share my family with folks. I'm like, I don't want kids to wait that long. I want them to start now. I want them to read this book and be like, you know what? I have something cool about my family that I want to share with you.
I'm trying to think of anything I could share that would... people might think was cool. Anyway,
but there is the everyday things. It's not the big things. I mean, I say this at school visits all the time, and I mean it sincerely, right? It's not the big stuff. It's the things that we do every day that sort of like that represent who we are and where we come from, or food we eat, or songs we listen to, or all of those things, right? It's those everyday moments, and this is an everyday moment for us.
Yes. Our everyday moments might be inhaling chocolate chip cookies at like 9 p.m.
Brings us together.
Yeah. Okay. Holly, what's an everyday moment of yours that we don't know about?
That's interesting. I really don't have.
I didn't say mine was interesting. I just said that it had
an everyday moment that I do every day.
Something with your kids, or something, something at home, or I don't know, just something that you take for granted. I mean, I don't always
reading. Like at the end of the night, all three of us just come together on the chaise and we just sprawl out and read books together while we're like literally we're on top of each other, like sitting on each other's laps while reading our separate books.
That's so beautiful.
See, there's like a whole book idea there.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like reading like a sandwich, It's like
beautiful.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, ladies, this is so fun. Hold up your book again so everybody can see. Hair Twins.
Show you the back. Holly can show you the front.
Please, everybody, go get this. Get this for Father's Day. This is a great gift, or just for now, or just whenever, or for your friends, or whatever.
For your school.
Or because you love hair.
Or because you have hair. If you have hair, you will like this book.
Even if you don't.
Even if you don't, yeah.
And even if you don't. And even if you don't. All right. Thank you. Thanks, guys. This is so fun.
Always a great time.
You too. Next time in person.
Yes.
Bye.
I'll be there.
Thanks so much to Faherty Brand for being my sponsor again. Go to fahertybrand.com/Zibby for 20% off. Enjoy. Thanks for listening to this episode of Moms Don't Have Time to Read Books. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Zibby Owens and at Moms Don't Have Time to Read Books. Also sign up for my newsletter at zibbyowens.com and sign up for my virtual book club and meet lots of authors on Zoom every other week. Thanks so much to Steve and Ryan at Texture Sound for the sound editing. And thank you to Morning Moon Productions for providing this fantastic intro and outro music.